Guys, we are live. Welcome to Hud Show Live. We are here on the rooftop terrace at Revolution's Bar in Huddersfield with Dom from WDC. Say hello, Dom.
How are we doing, mate? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you, bud. How yourself?
Yeah, very good. Sun shining.
It is, I think when we left the office this afternoon, the clouds were over us and we had coats and everything on, so I've been sat in the sun now for 35 minutes with no sun cream on. So, yeah, really well played. You've got an incredible event coming around the corner, haven't you?
I have, mate. Yes, it's here at the rooftop terrace Revolution on the 25th of May. That's a bank holiday Sunday. This Sunday coming, and it starts at 4 p.m. and goes on till 1 in the morning. Well, we've got some headline stuff going on. We've got Seamus Haji from Glitterbox and Defected, who hosts the biggest house music podcast in the world.
Wow.
And he's coming to this space. This is what I'm saying. It's all going on.
Yeah.
We've got loads of DJs from Speed Queen like Tintin, Ricky G. We've got Ben Bottomley on from Our House, who plays at the Halifax Our House events. We've got myself, Domsky, Graham Wood, Luke Fountain, who's one of our key guys at WDC. So you've got some brilliant DJs on. And as for live acts, you've got Pav on percussion, who's played at places like Cafe Mambo, and then you've got Tom DeLips, who played all around the world and for Radio 1. So these guys are at the top of the game, and it's literally here on people's doorstep in Huddersfield.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I know from years gone by, I mean, I used to work in town myself, and there's a lot of people there that used to play a sound that I've not heard in a long time. There's a lot of nostalgia associated with it as well.
Yeah, 100%. And not only that, this music that we're playing, it's house music, so it's new and old, but it's funky, really groovy bass lines, and it's all starting to come back again.
Yeah.
Obviously, house music is one of those ones that a 60-year-old can attend this event and not be out of place, because in the 90s this is when house music came out, and then you've got an 18-year-old that's still listening to the new house music, and then all that brought together, especially in a Speed Queen kind of way, or a One Love way, or a Defected or Glitterbox way. It transcends age. 80 to 60 you'll find at this event. Really good crowd, really good crowd.
So that kind of leans nicely into the vibe then. I mean, you're obviously going for a certain atmosphere at this event.
Yeah, 100%. A safe space, number one, where people can just relax, feel good, but it's a feel-good vibe. It's very colourful. We're handing out loads of props at certain points, just free stuff. This is what I'm saying. This is why I don't make any money at it. I spend too much on it, and there's not a chance I'm going to make my money back, but it's not about that. It's about throwing a party for people to absolutely get immersed in, which is exactly what happened last time. But not only that, even the lineup, I'd have never made money anyway, but the other stuff that we throw on top of that as well, just to make sure that people are physically involved in it. They've got something to pass to someone they don't know, whether it's a hat or some sunglasses, and then it really, you find it brings the group together. If you think 200 people in there, how can you get them to meet a friend or speak to the person next to them that they don't know? And that's how a good party is a good party, because you're talking to new people, and eventually how could you ever have anything go wrong when actually you already talked to the person to your left and your right, and you've already connected with them? This is exactly what One Love is, specifically in the name, One Love.
So that sounds like the inspiration for putting this on then, wanted to create that atmosphere, create the vibe, and to put on something special and unique.
100%. But I could have done this in Leeds, which is where One Love. So One Love originally started at Northumberland Street at the Media Cafe, which is in that direction. Then a guy called Ian Appleyard was working here at Revolution, probably 2000, and I was out flyering every day. There was no Facebook ads. I'd loved it if they were, but they weren't. And then he said, "Why don't you bring the event here to Revolution?" So that was about 2001. So if you think since 2001, I've been in the industry specifically doing that brand, but I've only decided to bring it back. And then we went to Leeds. We went to Space Club Mint, absolutely nailed it over there. And so I could have done it in Leeds. And everyone said, "What are you doing in Leeds?" I was like, "No, I'm doing it in my hometown for people of Huddersfield." This is what I was like, for God's sake, why does everything have to be elsewhere? We can do it here. And we did it here, and it was brilliant. It felt like a city vibe. It was an educated crowd of househead lovers, and it can be done here. People need to start believing that they can do stuff here.
No, absolutely, really well said. I must admit, I mean, I think it's been a couple of years since I've been up into this space here, but it's a fantastic space. It's really stunning.
100%.
So you're saying you're expecting around 200 people?
Yeah, well, even 100 people in that room feels good. That's why I did it. You
Yeah.
know, I didn't know whether 10 were going to turn up, if I'm totally honest with you. So I kind of thought, right, what's got a really good light feel about it that's central in town, that people can get off the train and come here, or get a taxi here and then go straight home. And if, even with 100 people, because I thought maybe if they only sell 50 tickets, 100, can we still have a party? And you can in there. Now, obviously, with 200, which is what we had last time, it's shoulder to shoulder. We had to take out all the furniture, and then it feels rammed, which is what you want anyway. But even 100 in there will feel a good atmosphere, and we can have a party with 100. But we sold way more tickets than that anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah, I must admit, I've seen tons of promo from the last event. It looked incredible. So really, really well done to you. I mean, I think this is the kind of thing that Huddersfield needs more of. Like you say, you're putting on an event, you're bringing in some big names, you're creating a nice, safe space, and essentially a good time for people.
100%, yeah. Well, what else are you going to go to that's on your doorstep if you live in Huddersfield? And if you're into house music or just a good party? Do you know what I mean? They don't happen that much. I'd love it if Dolly and Bongo Dave started after party again.
Yeah.
Why not do it? Do you know what I mean? And not only that, if Huddersfield, and I spoke to the council, I said, why are we not doing the Peace Hall events? Now, they sounded like they were planning on doing it. They needed to get the train station finished, which I think was taking a lot of time and money. But then in that space there, which I think outside the train station is one of the most beautiful squares of any city, and it's in our town.
Yeah.
You could do a Peace Hall type of event and pull people in. You've got to give people a reason to come into town, like events like this.
Yep.
But this is just a sprinkling on it. We need bigger stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There is not only that, Huddersfield, because there isn't any competition, it's the perfect place to do an event because you've got no one to compete with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you've got a reason for people to come. So I do think there's more space for promoters. I can't do it all by myself, and I'd love other people to bring events to Huddersfield, and also I will help the council if they need to do a Peace Hall size of events. I'd rather not do the job; I'd rather someone else do it. But to see the town take off, I would help the council bring those big names to Huddersfield, and we do those concerts in the square. Once that train station is done, and then you've got people coming in from everywhere, and people drinking home first now because there's a lot going on there. We can also do this in Huddersfield, so that it can be mixed and married. To be honest with you, anything good for the town.
Absolutely. I must admit, we caught up the other day in the Packhouse Centre, didn't we? And we're having a chat about how Huddersfield was, and it is turning a corner. There's lots of things starting to happen. We can see that the work that's going on. What is your favourite thing about Huddersfield at the moment?
Like I said, it's the train station. And every time I walk around that place. I love architecture anyway, and I walk around that place, and I just see the potential that's there. And not only that, the great thing, the lights just opened.
Yep.
And I just thought, I've been to it a couple of times now. So after the pandemic, I didn't come to town for probably 2 years. I had no reason to come.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I park in the Kingsgate because it's the easiest place to park. You can't park in town and just drop off at the bank anymore. So, try to park up. So there's sometimes a little bit of an issue, but as long as you find a car park you fall in love with, then you're all right.
Yeah.
But with the light opening up, and I've got a little boy, there's a reason for me and families now to come to town. We need more reasons, and ultimately, it's entertainment and hospitality. That's the key to bringing back in, because Amazon's taken away the reason you'd pop in there to buy an item and stop for a coffee, because you don't buy that item anymore. You buy it straight off Amazon.
Yeah.
So I would say I've seen it on the move, and the funny thing is, with some lads that we thought we'll go out and do some of the old boozers last week, and we've never done this. Go to some of the old boozers in Huddersfield, because I thought, I've never gone to any boozers in Huddersfield. Why don't we just do it?
Yeah.
So, and it was a good, really hot, sunny day last Saturday. So we went to the Rat and Ratchet, the Grove, the Plumber's Arms, pub. I've been to the Grove once, but I haven't been to the other two.
Yeah.
And it was surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Now, I know they've got a higher police presence around town, which is a good thing. And I think Al from Rico Clothing told me, and I hadn't seen him for 20 years. It's handing out these flyers. I bumped into a lot of old faces. And he was telling me that they've committed, Huddersfield or Kirklees have committed to 18 rolling police around the town, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Making sure that it just feels good and safe in town is a massive thing for anyone, for an adult or for a child. And so when we walked around, the guys that I was with, they've never walked around town and gone to the boozers, and we were like, do you know what? this is a lot better than we were expecting.
Yeah.
How do you sell that to people without telling them?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think you're doing a good thing here.
Yeah.
And it gets bad press, but also us and the council need to step it up and give people a reason to come.
Yeah, absolutely. I love what you talked about there about the large scale events up at the train station.
Yeah,
That's really, really exciting. What's the bigger picture for One Love, for WDC? Where are you going?
Well, with One Love, it takes a lot of energy and I lose a lot of money. So I don't know how long you can keep doing that one for. That's for love. I don't know where it's going. I don't know even whether I want it to make it any bigger, to be honest with you. With WDC, we're going to continue. We're nationwide anyway, so obviously we can't. We're in Wales and Scotland already anyway, so all we can do is just get bigger, and that's what we plan to do. So I've got a brilliant team, a WDC team. They're absolutely fantastic, right? I'm a lucky guy, and so we're working hard on drumming up new business. And finding out, we work a lot with all the big companies anyway. We just try to work out how we can work with more of them. And we're always fine tuning what we do. But I would say, we are the best at what we do in the industry on looking at brands, making sounds for brands, and then developing the DJs. The brands that we work with, and each brand that we work with has got a different sound. So we work tirelessly on looking at playlists and watching feedback, and so I would say as an agency you're going to take some beating. So all I need to do is keep telling people that hey, this is how good we are. Invest in us. And there's some great agencies out there. Some of them work differently to us. Some of them are all about the platform, but we're all about the service. So and all it is selling that to people. So WDC.
For comments as well, Trevor Sheldon says the soapbox race that's just happened in Bradford was brilliant for the town because it's the right shape of all the hills, and also Halifax has been used a lot recently for filming locations. Huddersfield has some great sites as well, which should be promoted for TV and films.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a stunning town, isn't it? I mean, how long have you been here? Have you lived all your life?
All my life. I went to Slough for a little bit, but other than that, and I came back and lived in Slathwaite. So I have, I am a local boy.
Yeah. No, it's a fantastic town. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of room for growth as well. Kind of one last note then on One Love, the event this coming Sunday. If somebody hasn't been out to one of your events or to Revolutions before, why should this be their first one?
Because why do you have to go anywhere on Bank Holiday Sunday? If you live in Huddersfield, you can just jump in a taxi, get to the Revolution. Here feels like you're abroad anyway, especially on a day like today.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you can have that city feel, but without having to go to a city.
Yeah.
You're going to have that city vibe. You're going to have sax and bongo like you're on holiday in Ibiza. Some of the girls that came last time said it feels like the Ocean Beach Club in Ibiza. And it did do. Because and not only that, they could just get a taxi home. It was that easy. Where else on the 25th of May are you going to see headlining acts that have come from a Glitterbox? They're headlining Croatia and Malta and London. Do you know what I mean? This is Defected. This is the biggest of house music here in Huddersfield. So, and not only that, we don't know. We'll speak with Rez, and we don't know how many we're going to do if we're going to do another one. So, with that said, it's worth just even taking a look because it could be our last. It might not, but it could be our last. And you've got Ben Bottomley. He's a hero from Halifax. Do you know what I mean? You've got Graham Wood. He's a hero that used to do Dawn Chorus. You'll know Graham Wood, won't you?
Of course. I love Graham's sound, definitely.
You've got Luke Fountain. He's following Seamus Hardy, so that's a tough set.
Poor guy. Go on, Graham.
Oh, he hated me for that one, but I know he can do it. I wouldn't have given it him otherwise. You've got Luke Fountain, so he's part of my WDC team. He trains all our DJs on brand sound, so he's just brilliant. So he's been able to let his hair down and actually just not have to train anyone or do anything, just play house music. So he's going to love it. There's Nolan Kane, who's a legend from Leeds anyway, and big part of the Revolution crew. So he's really looking forward to it. And he's not done a kind of a funky house speed queen night for ages anyway. You've got Ricky G. Now, Ricky G was one of my original DJs from back in the day and used to play for us. And when I originally asked them to do the November one, and there was a few of the originals that didn't DJ anymore.
Oh, okay.
So when they arrived, after obviously you practice for the gig, you prepare yourself, and then they got here and it was packed, boiling hot. And then Ricky G got up here, and I was DJing at the time, and I was sweating. Like he came for a hug, and I was like dripping. I was like, mate, I'm soaking wet. I don't know whether it was anxiety because I don't DJ much anymore either. He goes, I can't feel my legs. So I had to pick him up. Go on, give me some. He had a brilliant time. And then Tintin's just, he's an absolute legend of Leeds anyway, and he's such a professional. And Tintin was the last one to come in when they all said yes. Like basically, they all said yes to play the last one. I'll be honest with you, I cried because it meant that much to me that to do a One Love as a one-off. Not only I didn't know if people were going to turn up to it, but just that the DJ said yes.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you know what? Because some of them like, I can't be bothered with that anymore. I've grown out of it, or I just don't like house music.
Yeah.
And then when because Tintin still dabbles in it, and he was like, do you know what? Yeah, and I cried, and I don't know whether I told them that bit. So I was emotional with that last one, and this one's just going to be an offspring of that. So it's going to be another one, and then you've got Pav who. I can't believe he said yes, really, because me and Pav have always known of each other, but we've never worked together. So that last one was the first time we'd worked together, and he's brilliant on percussion.
Nice.
And then Tom Dillips, this is the first time he's played for us because he used to work for a competitor of ours.
Okay.
So when he is brilliant on the sax. This is what I'm saying. They're going to get spoiled.
Yeah.
So for 25 quid, like I said, I'm losing money on this. Yeah. It might sound a lot to some people, but you're going to get way more than 25 quid's worth of stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'll hand out a lot of props. So this is what I'm saying. It'll be really, really good fun. We've got dancers on. We've got extra sound, staging put in. This is what I'm saying. Fantastic. I didn't cut corners on it. Maybe I should have done. That's the reason why you need to come down.
There we go. It does, honestly, Dom, it sounds like an incredible night, and a huge kudos to you for putting it on, because it's exactly the kind of thing that Huddersfield needs. And I'll be honest, we're not a million miles away from each other in terms of age. Nobody does this. Yeah. This kind of vibe, this kind of event. It's exciting. Yeah. It is fantastic. Now, you've been kind enough to run a bit of a competition for today's show, haven't you?
Sure. Yeah. So, if you share this video and you write who you would like to share 3 spaces with, so including yourself and 3 other names, so tag them into your sharing, we'll put you into a competition where you can get free entry, so that's £100 worth of tickets, free, straight in, your own table, and some Prosecco in an ice bucket to share, and your table all night. So that is, you've got to share this post, and then you've got to tag the mates that you want to bring, and then we will look into your post and we'll see who shared it, what the names are, put them into a tumbler, pull them out at random. So share this video.
Fantastic.
Should we announce that on Wednesday then?
This Sunday.
Should we announce it on Friday's show?
Do you want to pull the winner on Friday?
Do what, sorry?
Pull the winner out for Friday?
Can do, yeah. Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
We'll figure it out.
So tune in on Friday. Dom, you're an absolute star for coming on the show. Thank you so much. We wish you the very, very best of luck for Sunday.
Thank you.
Now, I should have warned you this before, and we close the show. We give the camera a wink and say it's all good in the hood.
I can't see me winking, but it's all good in the hood.
It's all good in the hood, guys. Thank you very much. See ya.